Guys, I put out a question in a video I did the other day of could the people who are really running the White House try to pull a second insurrection by getting rid of Kamala Harris? Well, it's the buzz everyone's talking about, the DC swamp's latest gossip, if you will. Word on the street is that some high-profile Democrats are secretly exploring ways to swap out Vice President Kamala Harris as the 2024 election draws nearer. And you might want to sit down for this when I tell you who the potential replacement is. As the rumors fly, it's clear the party's strategists are sweating bullets with Election Day creeping up. Rumors are swirling and the whispers are getting louder. Could it be true that the Democratic Party is eyeing a really big shakeup? Well, stick around and we'll talk about all of that and more. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell and smack that like button because it does help us with the algorithm. Also, we do live streams every Friday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. We read interesting news stories of the week. We tweak them with a bit of humor, a dash of sarcasm, and a whole lot of conservative common sense. Join us this Friday. You'll have fun. All right. So what's the latest gossip from the swamp? Word is some high-profile Democrats are exploring ways to replace Vice President Kamala Harris before the election heats up. Well, for goodness sake, there's only 20 days left until Election Day. What the hell is wrong with this party? They pull an insurrection on Joe Biden, the man who got 14 million votes in the primary and who wanted to run for re-election. They yanked him with the proverbial shepherd's cane around the waist off stage to replace him with a naturally born stupid person, Kamala Harris. And now they want to do the same thing to her. And no one in the fake news industry is talking about how unfair this is to former President Donald Trump. Trump's campaign worked to defeat Dementia Joe to win the Electoral College. Then they swapped Joe out and put Kamala in, which means that they had to redo their entire strategy against a woman who didn't get a single vote in the primary. So now they want a threefer. I mean, how is that fair? And who's the potential replacement? Sit down and brace yourselves. Rumor has it that they are eyeing Hillary Clinton. Yes, you heard that right. Now, why would Democrats even consider such a last-minute change? Well, I contend that they're going for the Bob Torricelli effect. I always talk about this. What happened was in New Jersey, long story short, Bob Torricelli was up on corruption charges. They knew he wasn't going to win his Senate seat re-election. So the Republican was kicking his ass in the polls. So at the last minute, they said, you got to bail out. And so they made him leave and they pulled in the old dinosaur who had the seat for over 30 years prior to Torricelli winning it when he retired. And they brought him in, Frank Lautenberg, and he won in a landslide, even though the Republican prior to that was up like 80-20, okay? And the reason why is because the Democrats were like, oh, I really don't want to vote for Torricelli. My God, I wish there was something else. And then they could have put Mickey Mouse in there or a glass of water with a D on it. And they're like, yeah, we can now vote. And I think that's what the country will do if Hillary's there. Because there's so many people that still believe her nonsense that the Russians, the story that she made up, that the Russians helped Trump to win. Well, it seems the strategists are sweating bullets as Election Day draws closer. And it's not just idle chatter. Former President Bill Clinton has been adding fuel to the fire. Recently, he took what many are calling a subtle jab at Harris during a video critiquing the administration's handling of immigration. Now, the Harris campaign actually sent old Bill to rural Georgia to use some of his old mojo to get Georgia voters to vote for the Harris-Walz ticket. Now, other than him looking like the crypt keeper, I don't think he did a really good job when he pointed out Laken Riley was murdered by illegals that were let in by border czar Kamala Harris.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen, and America is not having enough babies to keep our populations up. Okay. So we need immigrants that have been vetted to do work. Right. There wouldn't be a problem.
But actually, there would be a problem, Bill, because they're not immigrants. They are illegal immigrants. Why do these guys on the left always conflate the two? They did not try to get into the country legally, which means to me at least, that they don't want to have a loyalty to the United States. They're not working for it. They're not fighting for it. And that's the difference. Then we also have President Joe Biden, who seems to be stepping all over Harris's spotlight, from holding press conferences that overshadow her events to outright contradicting her statements. It's almost as if he's saying, hey, Kamala, step aside. I've got this. Hold my beer. Could this all be part of a bigger plan to push her out? Or is it just another day in D.C.? And now we have top senior advisors in the Trump campaign who are speculating that the Democrats absolutely are trying to get rid of Kamala. Do they really think that their voters are going to watch all these shenanigans and then vote for their candidate? Do they not understand that Democrat voters are going to see a second insurrection? How are they going to like that? It's like bringing back a classic TV character for one last surprise cameo. Come on. Is this even possible so late in the game? But let's be real, guys. Pulling off another swap this late is like trying to change your Netflix password while you're binge watching a show. Voting has already started in some states. And any attempt to shake things up now would be a logistical nightmare. But the fact that the rumors are out there says a lot about the state of the party. And then they have to worry about, is Kamala going to give over the fundraised money? Because she's now in charge of it. See, it was Biden-Harris. She's Harris. And what about the delegates as well? Is she going to release them, or are they going to leave her when they find out what the hell they're up to? Let's talk numbers. Even with positive media coverage and $1 billion fundraising haul, Harris's campaign seems to be losing steam. All those puff polls, they're creating a false sense of confidence while the reality on the ground tells a completely different story. So in this election cycle, the Republicans started voting early. And the early voting numbers aren't helping Democrats sleep easy either. Now, on the left coast, you have Oregon and California. And you even have battleground states like Arizona, where Republicans are making gains in places like Orange County, Maricopa County. And then the same story is playing out in my home state of Pennsylvania, in North Carolina, and Virginia. Now think about this. The Democrats are so desperate that in Virginia, they just filed a lawsuit to stop the state from removing illegal aliens from the voter registration rolls. Holy mackerel. It's like the Democrats are watching a red wave rise and wondering if they remembered to bring life jackets. But I don't want to say red wave again, because you know how I feel about that if you watch my videos. Because when you say red wave, people don't go out to vote. I don't need my vote because they got a red wave. No. You have to vote as if your vote is what's going to win for Trump. And you got to vote down ballot as well, because if the Democrats get at least one house of Congress, just one, then they will take out everything that Trump wants to do. They will never pass anything. They will be obstructionists the entire time. But Donald Trump, God bless him, is out there crisscrossing the country, even showing up in blue states like Colorado. He even did that one rally out in California. California, guys. He's not just gunning for the Electoral College. He's got his eyes on the popular vote, too. And with early voting trends swinging his way, he's thinking he can turn the Democrats' backyard into his own stomping ground. So will the Democrats pull a last-minute switcheroony and replace Kamala Harris? Probably not, but the clock is ticking. And making such a big move now would be pure chaos. But you know what? I don't think they care. The chatter about her role and the strategic sidesteps by Biden and now Bill Clinton, that shows that not everyone in the Democratic Party is thrilled about Harris's chances. Are they already thinking past 2024, eyeing a new face for 2028? Now, we know that the money donors, big donors, are no longer donating to Kamala. They want to save the down ballot. That's something you have to think about if you're the candidate running on the top ticket. All right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with the latest twists and turns in the 2024 election. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
With every step, I'm breaking. I know what to